I wasn't lying when I said I'd watched The Thinning, and it wasn't The Thinning, it was just The Thinning. Evening cafe treat. Those zombies just won't let up, will they? You notice that fighting zombies at night is different than the day. For one, you won't get any sun falling from the sky. You can still get sun from sunflowers though. Lucky for you, you got yourself some puffer shrooms. Plant as many of those as you can, you will be A-O good. So, what I'm going to be doing in this episode is basically explaining to you what I thought of The Thinning. So I did actually watch it. I watched the whole thing. Literally, I just finished and I decided to record a video. So this episode, I'm going to try not to spoil the film if you actually want to watch it. I don't know why you would. But it's not a terrible movie. It has flaws, quite a lot of them, but it isn't terrible. You can sit through it and watch it and, I guess, enjoy it, even if you know that it's Logan Paul as one of the main characters. And also the ending was really cliched. But I'm not going to tell you what the ending was. If you want to know the ending, there'll probably be a link in the description below to, I don't know, something where I'm just going to probably review this movie. I'm not a professional reviewer, obviously, but you'll get my opinion on the movie. So, I think most of you have seen the trailer for this movie, or at least reckon it's the first opening scene of the movie, if you've been on YouTube for at least 2 years, and had ads on the videos. You would have seen the Thinning trailer. And the movie starts off with basically kids revising for the Thinning test, which is, I can't remember the number code, I don't care either, where they have to revise or they'll get killed, which you probably knew because that's the plot of the whole film. And then, what I'm just going to say is, this review is going to come with minor spoilers to the film. I don't think you really care though, so I don't care either. So, about half an hour into the film, the thing has already been completed. No, sorry, about 10 minutes into the film, the thing's been completed. Logan Paul's girlfriend's been killed, and then, oh no, woe is him, he gets sad. Then, a year goes by. We don't know what's happened in that year, because, oh no, that would be too long. Even though they seem to have enough time to fit in another Thinning, and then basically, what I would have thought, complete the whole movie in half an hour. But no, the movie's an hour and a half long. But an hour and 20 minutes, same thing. So you have to sit there for another hour. So then, after Logan Paul is done crying himself to sleep for the year, I'm assuming, I don't know, we get a couple other plot points, important plot points of a character called Kellen hacking into his dad's account, which isn't fully explained really, but you better remember he can do that, because he uses it to your advantage. And then he also mentions like once that he has a link to a news reporter, I think, who never replies. That'll become important later on in the story as well. You would never have guessed. So then, Logan Paul records a video of himself saying, oh, I'm gonna get the test wrong, and then proceeds to get the test wrong. Who would have guessed? Also, I forgot to mention another quite important character here, because I don't really care about this film. Other character called Lena Michaels. I don't remember her name full, because it's mentioned so many times in the film. You're gonna remember her full name as well. But Lena Michaels is the other protagonist. Got the sun shroom. We're gonna have a break in the review while I click next level, and he's gonna probably talk to us again. Yep. Hey, you've collected $290 in coins so far. I'm gonna collect $750. I'll show you something really neato. Thanks, Dave. Back to the Thinning. The other protagonist is, I've got to say Lily Pons, and no. There's a movie with her in it on YouTube Red. I don't know who would watch that. tell me, please. Anyway, I already forgot her name. Lena Michaels, that was her name. She's the really smart kid, and also she's a dead mother. Did I mention that? No. The movie doesn't really either. It just brushes over it, and then brings it up later on, like you're supposed to care. I didn't. Maybe you will. I don't know. Anyway, she's smart, whatever, and she passes the previous test. Also, does her friend. So did everyone, apart from Logan's girlfriend. And the one kid who, right at the beginning of the film, said, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I filmed a fair, so I better buy cheating contacts from you, Lena." Yeah, that's also part of the film. And then he loses them. Someone bumps into him or something, and they fall out of his eye. That's the hug. Okay. And then he just can't find them. And then he's like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do?" Then he proceeds to take the test and fails. Who would have guessed? And then you have a scene of all of them walking in and Logan trying to save his girlfriend. No one else, just his girlfriend. I think it's beat her up or something, I'm not entirely sure. It was an hour and a half ago, my brain's forgotten this already. And then a year goes by, blah blah blah. The next inning comes around, and they're like, "Oh, it's the last inning, whoa." And also Lena's sister has taken the thinning. I think that's important. Well, let me just tell you right now, she passes, so there is no reason for you to be concerned about that plot line at all. She doesn't fail, she doesn't... I know it's supposed to be tense and all, like, oh, will she pass? Well, she does. You really don't really care either. You do kind of care, because she's a child, and I guess you would think that it is... It does make you think. The movie, I will say, does make you think, especially in the segment where they have the young children talking about how the thinning works. Well, the teacher showing them how the thinning works through a video, and the video is a bit just, "Fam, you ain't. This isn't right." And also, because it's also killing young children because they're not smart. Yeah, okay, that's perfectly fair. So, then, Logan Paul, oh, great placement. Logan Paul said he's going to fail the test and proceeds to fail the test, but what? He doesn't actually fail the test? What? Now that's a surprise. I'm gonna say that right now. I also probably should have noted things down to talk about this video while after watching the movie, because I remember there's one bit that I just have to talk about, but I can't remember. So I'll carry on. So then, Logan Paul, what? He doesn't fail because his dad, who I forgot to mention, because it doesn't matter. He's not the president, he's the chairman of... You don't care. He's the leader of Texas, that's what I'm going to say. And he has control over the thinning. And he has to save, and he then tampers with the system, because he can. I know. So he can then tampers with it and says, "Oh no, 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 no." Logan Paul, whose actual name in the movie is Brad, but I'm not going to call him that, because he's Logan Paul. I'm not going to call him Brad. So then Logan Paul, oh, he doesn't fail, but then for some reason, Lena gets mixed up in this affair as well, so I don't know why they couldn't just, I don't know, like, swap. Why did they have to swap the smarter student with the... It doesn't make sense when you think about it. I think the movie knows that, but it still goes along with it, because, oh, we need a plot. Ooh. But anyway, after that happens, and a couple other students get taken as well, but we don't really care about them. And the movie knows you don't, so we'll just get it over with. And then, that's half an hour in the movie. You think then, oh, it's over, the thinning's happened. No, 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 no. Then, oh, this is just going to be a spoiler video, I don't care anymore. So if you don't want spoilers for thinning, go watch it now before carrying on with this video. So then, Lena gets, you know, they go through the whole thing they have to do for the thinning, which I'm not going to explain, it's not important to the plot at all. It doesn't explain how the thinning works, it doesn't matter. And then, well, basically all you need to know is that they're going to be injected by a thingy that'll kill them, because they can't just gas them. I mean, seriously, they could safely just gas them, just lock them in the room and gas them. I'm being serious, that would have been an easier way of doing it. But that doesn't matter. Then, what was her name again? Lena, she escapes because, how does she escape? Oh yeah, one other person I forgot to mention, because there's so many different plot points. Oh, there's two other plot points I forgot to mention. One of them is the teacher plot point, which is Lena's teacher is likes her in the sense that because she's a smarter student, so you know you would, and is trying to save her, so she gives her ID badge thing, which allows her to get into secret thingies. That's important to the plot. Well, it is until like halfway through the movie, and then it's important again after that. Anyway, then the other one is another teacher who is a paedophile. Because we all need that in our lives, we all need one of those. And then, you know, she sees this and she goes, no, that ain't right. And doesn't do anything until the end of the film. So then after... Well then basically after, seeing that, and a couple of things happen, she then, while she tries to get Lena to get out the thinning, because she's in the right, or, you know, whatever, doesn't really matter. And then they're like, no fam, we ain't gonna do that, because she failed. Full stop. Even though she didn't, because it clearly says, I don't know why the teachers can't check the scores if they have access. I don't know why only the antagonist's name is Martin King, because that's his name. That's what they named him. Nothing against that name. I'm just clearing it up, but that's his name. For some reason, only he and no one else can access the files. Which, and also the leader of Texas, whatever his name is, I don't care. But he can also access the files, but no one else. Him and Martin King can only access. Which I don't know why. Is there a principal? So prime minister then? Is there a principal to this school that can, I don't know, also check the? There's a lot of plot holes here that don't get resolved, obviously, because that would be too much work. So then, after she obviously fails to say, oh, she's actually clever, she can do maths, which is basically what the test is. It's just mathematics, it's nothing else. We are shown what the test is. Also a tablet, which also, couldn't they cheat? Because, you know, I guess, you know, it could be locked, which would make sense. It's the future technology, whoa. But still, just use paper. I think I'm going too nitty with that. The other plot point that I wanted to bring up, which is all the way back in the beginning of the movie with the glass, remember? Wouldn't you have thought that, because she did this the first year that we've seen and the second year we've seen. Also, well, by that, it isn't an important plot point whatsoever. It isn't shown again. But it's established that she does it every year. So, why don't they have eye check? They scan your body and everything. They check your back and everything to take cheats. Why don't they scan your eyes? Why don't they check your eyes? Why don't they ask you to take out... I know they can't ask you to take out contact lenses because you need them to see. Why can't they check the contact lenses? It's not difficult. They check everything else. I'm pretty sure they can check contact lenses. Because at the beginning of the film, there's this one kid who has all the answers written on his arm in there's a link or something. I don't know how he's supposed to see it. That is a fair point, actually. Because they only saw it because they scanned it. How would he be able to read it? Is he going to have a scanner? Wouldn't that look really suspicious? oh well. He had all the answers written down, they scanned him and then they killed him or something, I don't know, they chucked a net at him, I don't know what happened. So then he didn't come back, but I think it's just established, oh no, you can't cheat, even though it's shown that a lot of people are cheating. Or just one person is, even though she ran. There's a lot of things here. Anyway, back to where we were in the film, which is like, oh yeah, she got put into the thinning. Then the teacher said, oh, they said no, and then she said, oh fine, kill her, but she didn't really. Then she gave her ID, not her actual. All the teachers have fingerprint thingies. I don't know really what they are. I don't really care. I'm gonna say that a lot in this video. But the fingerprint thingies that I guess you use and then they'll let you in. You know where they're not fingerprinted or anything like that. I guess plot convenience, but I guess you can't just give her a thumb. That would be too complicated for little old Logan to handle. So we didn't do that. Anyway, I keep almost saying Minecraft, I don't know why. So then, she gives her that, and somehow no one notices. And then she says, oh, find a way to get out of there. And she's like, yeah, okay. And then they do a bunch of stuff, and she goes into the, hello, hey, you want to buy an extra seed slot? It'll cost you $7.50, but you'll be able to choose 7 seeds per level instead of 6. Yes. Yes. Now that's good. Anyway, the thinning, I'm calling it the thinning, because that's what I think it's called. I honestly think I can't get the word the thinning, because that's what it sounds like it's called. I know it's called the thinning, but I don't care. It's called the thinning now. I think that's from Your Movie Sucks, but I honestly thought that was the name of the movie because I didn't care. Anyway, she then gets put into the thingy-mabobber room, the thinning room. You can watch the film yourself. It's only a couple hours out of your life. 1.5. And then after she sat there and everyone's crying because, oh no, I'm gonna die. And then, oh yeah, I remember what happened. Logan Paul breaks into the computer room, I guess. I guess he does. And pulls the power. And then, also I forgot to mention that the school's on lockdown with the thinnings happening. So no one can go in or out, which makes sense. So no one can escape. That part makes sense. Kind of. It makes more sense than a lot of other things in this film. And then, I'm probably analysing this way too much. I don't care. And then, after the power's gone out, which is basically for the whole movie, till like right at the end, but it doesn't matter. You don't care by then. What you do, but you know everything's gonna be fine. So then, Logan has pulled the power, so, oh no, we can't proceed with the thingy. Whatever will we do, because the power's gone. Then they have to, oh no, and then, they're like, oh no, what? And then all the restraints are turned off, so then she leaves, but no one else does, try to follow her. I know none of the guards tried to stop her. They were being attacked by other people, but I'm pretty sure she would be their first priority, because she's escaping. But anyway, she escapes, unscathed, and runs off, and then runs off a bit, doesn't really matter, she hides from a guard, and she then, another important part I guess, is she meets up with Logan. She then basically finds a guard, she's cornered, she has to go through a door, but she can't because it's, I don't know, something. And then, also Martin King has realised she's gone, because obviously he would, because they have magic vision. Villains do have. It's true. So then, Jake Paul, bursts in out of nowhere and attacks the guard and kills him, or knocks him out or something, I don't know. It's Logan Paul. I know I call him Jake Paul, that was on purpose. because we all know which one's the better one. Neither. So then... And then they find a conveniently placed vent right next to the door. But after obviously putting the manual override, which then happens to trigger an alarm, because that makes sense. It doesn't, but it does. Maybe it's disguised and you just know. I don't know, but then it triggers an alarm saying, oh, someone's on the 4th floor. It's out of bounds. And then they go rushing because they know someone's on the 3rd floor. It's Logan, Paul, and Lena. Lena, was that her name? I don't care. And then they go into the vent that's conveniently placed next to them and go through the school or whatever. And then they're like, oh, okay, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be chilling. It's gonna be great. And then they see a bunch of networking wire thingies. And they're like, oh, we need to follow these to get to the computer room. And then also there's like a heartfelt moment between Logan and woman. Where they're like, oh, I know your little scheme of selling the thing. We're gonna do buy a dress. And she's like, oh no, it's my mother. And then he's like, oh no, is she dead? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then I feel sympathetic to Logan because you wouldn't, you can't say no to that face. So then, after that's all happened and dandied over with and brushed under the rug, they then go over to, also just to remind you that the ID thing is still in her pocket. Just to say. And then, oh, also another thing I should probably mention, which, you know how I said one of the teachers was a pedophile? Oh, well, that's proven because she saw him do something with a girl, I don't know. And then she was like, you better make me pass the test. And then he was like, yeah, fam. And then he didn't. That's all you need to know. So then after she didn't, she was like, no, this ain't right, boy. This ain't right. This boy is not correct. So then that's nothing else. I just need to point that out so you can understand a bit later on in the movie, I guess. If you're still listening, or you just probably muted this by now and just watch the gameplay. And then, I can't really keep track of where I are because the plot is so convoluted. So then, just to point out, the idea is the fingerprint scanner thing is still in her pocket, so she put it there after it being in her mouth, which I don't know why it can still scan things after it's been in her mouth. I thought I'd tell you she hit it in her mouth. And then they went through the vents, and then they fell into the swimming pool because, oh, Logan's heavy, he's fat. He fell into the swimming pool, and then, well, basically she had to jump in and save him because he fell in and almost drowned. And then the movie would have been over, but oh no, she had to save him. And also, the one thing that I didn't think about when I was watching it, but now thinking about it, the thing is what they expected you to do is she gets, which is why I pointed out she said the thing in her pocket. You don't go swimming with things in your pocket. Full stop. I don't say, oh, there was a zipper. There was no zipper. There was no indication, or obvious indication, of there being a zipper on this jacket. Anyway, she went swimming, and then she saved Logan. Obviously, what do you think would happen? Died? No, there's still another hour left, or probably more than that actually. Oh yay! So then, after they've been revived, or he's been revived, they change clothes and have a whatever moment, and then something else happened. Oh yeah, and then they're like, oh, we need to get back up to the top of the vents there. Instead of having some kind of thing happening where they go to the top of the vents there, no, there's a conveniently placed vent directly next to them. I will continue this once I've looked at the almanac. Beautiful and beautiful. Okay. Ever play a game called Whack-A-Zombie? It's just like Hunt and Squirbows. You know those furry little rodents that dig holes in your lawn? Yeah, just like those, but instead of Squirbows, it's zombies. Instead of shovel, it's a mallet. Instead of me, it's you. So anyway, then they go into the conveniently placed vent, which happens to lead them all the way to the server room, which is where they're going because it happens to have backup power. Which makes sense, that makes sense. And then, while other stuff is happening, I don't know. Jesus came down from the heavens with a bunch of middle fingers up. We have a camera shot of them looking down through a vent where there's a boy. You know, a boy. By a boy, I mean a guard. Multiple guards. And like, oh no, how are we gonna get into the server room? There's too many. And like, oh, don't worry, we have the thingy. But then, oh no, we have a camera shot of it almost falling out of a pocket, and we're like, oh no, is it gonna fall? And guess what? It does! So then Logan pushes her accidentally, and then, oh no, it fell. It's like, oh no! And then of course no one hears it fall or sees it fall, which is a bit weird. And no one noticed either it's on the floor. I'm sure they would have noticed something very important lying on the floor, but no. There's more important things to do, like walk down the hallway. It's way more important. What do these guys feel like, robots? I'm not kidding you, they feel like robots. Anyway. Then they have to go to the science room to get a bunch of glue or something to, you know, like a magnet stick it to the end of a paper clip or whatever. To get it back, basically. And then she does, but Logan gets trapped there because a guard comes in because they hear them open the vent, which, that makes sense. Thanks for making one thing that makes sense. So then, once he comes in, Logan's stuck in there, he's like, oh, darn, what am I gonna do? And then he gets captured, you think, but oh no, plot twist number 2. Hasn't been 1 yet, what am I talking about? Has there? I don't know, I've glossed over everything, I don't know, maybe there has been a plot point. Oh! Well, I'll take that, thank you very much. So then, darn. And then, yeah, plot twist, ooh, you have to find out in the next episode. Ooh. Oh, thank you.